you doing today? It is Sunday, March 14th, 2021. I hope you are all having a great weekend. I did not film yesterday. I just needed a day to relax. And to be honest, you're going to see with my progress, I have had rewind. So it's been a stressful week for me. Stressful in the sense of work was stressful, not in a bad way, just a whole lot of things going on with work, a lot of things just happening in my personal life that has been busy and stress. I don't want to say stress inducing, but like making like a whole lot of things happening that's causing a lot of external things that are happening that are making my crafting. I need a little bit of relaxation in my life. So therefore, these extra videos are causing a little bit more work than what I anticipated. So I stepped back a little bit. So yesterday I didn't make a video. And I knew that going into this, I wasn't necessarily going to be able to make a video every day. And I'm fine with that. I hope you all are too. And I'm sure you are. So, but today I decided I'd come on, talk a little bit about that, and talk about, I did get some crafting done yesterday. Not the way I thought I would, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that, where my process is going in the future here, and then we'll go into detail about that. So today is Sunday. I do have tomorrow and Tuesday off. I decided to take, I've had that in the plans to have PTO or paid time off for those days. It kind of worked out where I've had a couple stressful weeks at work, so it's actually kind of a nice relaxation and break. So I'm able to relax and recuperate and be able to prepare to go into work on Wednesday, refreshed and rejuvenated and ready for another week. You know, it's been a year, and it's been ongoing, and it's been stressful, and just in the matter of COVID is constantly changing things. I work in education, so all of you educators out there know what that's like. I'm an administrator in education, so constantly pivoting and changing and adjusting to the regulations and protocols and procedures. And so I'm ready to get back to whatever the new normalcy is, but it will be when we are told and ready to be back to that new normal. So let's go ahead and get into what I did work on. I have not crafted yet today. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon today. I did some chores around the house, a few things on the computer today. The dishwasher's running in the background. I cleaned up the kitchen. I'm almost done with my pot of coffee. Watered a few of my plants that needed to be watered, like my goldfish plant, which I'm praying that it blooms this year. I would love to see that bloom and see what it looks like in bloom. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and talk. It's now getting dark outside. So, I know one thing I wanted to say. So I had a question. I think it was Joshua. Was it Josh? Good question. Let me see. Jacob. I knew it was a J. Jacob asked, how many times have I hit my head on that chandelier or light fixture? Too many times to remember. Especially since I haven't had the table in the middle of the floor. I hit my head on that all the time. Especially when I'm watering plants or getting up out of my chair. Since I've had the desk here against the wall, I've been much better about it. But yeah, I will just walk through the middle of the dining room and hit my head on it. And then I worry about it like falling out of the ceiling. Luckily, it's on a pivot, so it does swing. But yeah, I've hit my head many times on that fixture. All right, so let's talk about what I did yesterday. So yesterday when I woke up, I just needed something simple and easy to work on. So I went ahead and pulled out itchy nose. I went ahead and pulled out my cake of Dishy that I have left to knit. This is Knit Picks 100% cotton, worsted weight, so this is what I use for my dishcloths. And so this is in the color blue, go figure. So that is this is all the cotton I have left to knit. So now I've already had a request to buy some of cotton from Hobby Lobby that I've knit in the past. So next time I go to Hobby Lobby, I will have to buy a skein of cotton. But other than that, I'm not buying any more cotton for a while, at least. Anyways, I went ahead and pulled this out. This is all I have left. It's one 100 gram. Is it 100 grams? I'm assuming it's 100 grams. Doesn't actually say though. Yeah, 100 grams, 190 yards, right there on front. And I went ahead and started a dishcloth, or what I call a coaster. Now I'm doing this one in the kind that I made a while ago. So it's seed stitch at the bottom, or moss stitch, for 4 rows, and then I'm doing the seed stitch or moss stitch, I think it's seed stitch, on the sides, and then stockinette on the center. And I'm about halfway done with this one. So I knit on this yesterday. I started this yesterday, knit on this yesterday, and then last evening. So that is the dishcloth that I started yesterday. Then I have a whole bunch of stuff. My table's now kind of small because it's just a small desk. So I got to figure out where I'm just going to throw stuff on the floor. Then I worked on yesterday. I think the night before, and then yesterday I worked on Le Jardin des Plaisirs. So this is my long dog sampler. I'm stitching this on 36 count color and cotton patina. So I'm stitching this 1/1 using DMC. I am stitching this using DMC that I changed the colors of. So it's DMC 3866, 3777, and 3857. So there's the color palette. And I made some good progress yesterday. So here is my progress. So yesterday I went ahead and completely stitched this entire block. So I stitched all of this here. My lighting is horrible. I'm going to have to figure out something else to do in this corner because my lighting is absolutely horrible. Let's try this again now. There we go. So I went ahead and stitched this block here. I did all of the white, basically all of the white on the first page is done except for a little bit right over here. But I can't get there. I mean, I could, but I didn't want to have to count and then mess up and then have to pull it out and do it later. So I will do that later on. However, I did all of the white for this entire piece. Some of this is like on to page 2. Some of this is on to page 4 down here, just like a really tad bit. This whole thing is on page 4, I think, this little brown thing. So then I did the brown. So all of this is done. And then I went ahead and started this exact motif is mirror image down here. So I started this mirror image motif right there. So I think I did pretty good progress on that for not really having the stitching bug recently. Yeah. So that is Le Jardin des Plaisirs. 36 count patina, color and cotton, and 1 strand of DMC over 2 strands of the 36 count. That's what it'll look like when it's done. So right there is, like, you can see right here is where that other little bit of white is on that page. All right, so that is that stitching. Then last night, I rode up to Trenton to meet, I rode up to Trenton with my friend. He got a haircut. We met another friend for dinner. And since I couldn't go into the salon or anything like that, I went ahead and just took my knitting. And I decided to work on, it's on the floor. So I threw my knitting in my new project bag, which I love. And I took my sock, and I'm making good progress finally. So here is the progress I have on my sock since you last saw it. So I went ahead and moved the progress keeper up, and here is halfway on the leg. So the leg starts here, obviously. The leg starts at that line. And then this is the halfway point of the leg. And then so that's 60 rows. And then I am now at the point where I'm ready to start doing the ribbing. Now, you can obviously see how short that gray section is compared to the other sock. But then also look now at how big the green section is compared to the other sock. So you can see it's a vastly different looking sock in comparison. But I'm over it. We're moving on. I am slightly concerned. This is all the yarn I have left. And I still have to do 30 more rows of knitting rib. So I hope I have enough. So I have 30 rows of rib to do. That looks a little weird there. Anyways, knitting the rib. I think I have enough. I should. They weighed the same, but it'll be what it'll be. And if they're slightly different lengths, then they're going to be slightly different lengths. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work on this tonight. I'm going over to my friend's house for dinner. This will go with me, and I will work on the ribbing of the sock. And hopefully maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, I'll have a complete pair of socks. Then, after I got home last night, I decided to pull out, I was ready to be done with Le Jardin de Plaisir. So I thought I would work on Britain and Stitches. So I put it on the stand. I even put on my cable ties, which, if you know anything about these, I put them on. They are working for the most part. I need to figure out how to do it better because I have a whole lot of fabric. I do like them. They work well. This is where I have it attaches to my Lowry stand, so it can't be like right here on the side. So I got to figure out something better. I don't know what to do yet for that. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I also reached out to Letitia, who gifted these to me, and she had mentioned how she doesn't have hers attached like this. So she has it differently, which is fine. These are super, super strong magnets. I had a hard time pulling them apart from each other. But I do love these magnets so far. Much, much better than the thread bobbin things. But yeah, so I went ahead and did that. So I started working on this. I started down here and I was going to put Kingston upon something. Kingston upon Hall. Kingston upon Hall. I started, and then somehow my floss got all discombobulated, and I gave up. So I got Kingsta U, because the O kind of started coming out. So I'm gonna have to fix that all up. It took me like an hour just to get the knot all out and everything, and I gave up. And then this is where I started considering what I'm working on right now, because my brain is obviously just not in the super complicated, and this isn't super complicated, but it's think heavy. So I need to be working on something that doesn't take a lot of brain power right now. So more on that to come, but like most of my cross stitch projects right now take a lot of think power, and I just don't have it in me right now. So this one, I wanted to work on it a lot. My friend wants me to work on it because it's for him, but I just don't have the brain capacity at the moment. So I'd like to maybe work on the borders at least. I don't know. But this one it didn't get very much progress. But if you know anything more about the silicone straps, or have a tutorial or anything like that I can follow on just how best to utilize them, I would love it. I think these are great, and I'm definitely going to use them more. I just need some more guidance. Yeah. All right. So that's that. Then the last thing I worked on last night, after I was done with that, was I pulled out my sweater. So my Rowan sweater from Arnie and Carlos, which is, and I have it marked, the Vagard. And actually, let me find it up front here so you can see a better picture. There is what it will look like when it's done. Just mine's a different color. I do really like this color though. But I don't have that kind of money for a sweater that I'm not going to wear all the time. So I am using Valley Yarns Worthington. And this is a 50% wool, 25% alpaca, 25% viscose. And this color is cashew for the main body of the yarn, or body of the yarn, body of the sweater. And then I'm using Valley Yarn Southampton for the color work part, which is a 72% kid mohair and 28% mulberry silk. And this, I believe, is called blueberry, but I don't think it's actually on here. Yeah, it doesn't say on here, but I believe this is blueberry. So that's what the sweater will, those are the colors of the sweater. And I think my brain was just fried when I started this. So I did go ahead, and I didn't have any needles on the cord whenever I started this last night. So I went ahead and got the needles out. I put the needles on. I started the row. I got 2/3 of the way across the row, and then I gave up. So there's the sweater so far. I don't even know why I'm showing it to you, but I worked on it. I got 2/3 of a row. So here's what it looks like so far, just to give you an idea of the color work. So this is intarsia, but it's intarsia using, it's all one color for the body. You use this for the entire body, but when you get to the intarsia parts, you're just adding on the mohair silk. So it gives it just a faint color work look, which is really cool. Almost like a graffiti, I think is what they consider it. So I'm really I like the sweater. I like the look of the sweater. But again, it takes brain power. It takes counting. And I just don't have it in me right now. So with that, I put it away. And I reconsidered what I'm working on. And because of that, I pulled out some of my Reolist kits. And I looked at my Reolist kits, and I think I'm going to start a Reolist kit today. But I didn't know which one I wanted to start. So I put a poll on Instagram. And if you follow me on Instagram, you had the opportunity to vote as to which one I should start. And it was a resounding decision so far. So the two that I put it up for decision were, and I took them out of the bags because whenever I went to open the bags that they came in, the bags just like shredded apart. So luckily I have bags that I put my patterns in when I sell. So, and they fit really nicely in those. So I just put them in the plastic bags that I sell. So the patterns that I had to choose from that I wanted to start were either the Red Panda Reolist kit or meerkats. So this is number 1761. This is number 1627. So this is an older kit. You can tell because of the redesign of the style. I love both of them. I love red pandas. It's my favorite animal whenever I go to the Philadelphia Zoo to look at. Love red pandas. And overwhelmingly, at this time, red panda is up 68 to 32 meerkats. Now, when I was looking last night, I thought I was going to start meerkats first, but because of the poll, I'm going to start red panda first. So, now, I did get some comments, well, why don't you just start both? I could very easily start both, but I think I'm already overwhelmed as it is as far as brain power and how many projects I have on the go. This is not going to take me any time at all to stitch. Usually Reolist kits are pretty quick, and once I get started, they go really fast. This is using the Reolist kits use the wool acrylic blended floss. So here is the colors. Aren't those beautiful colors? So we have the greens, the neutral tones, and then the brights. And then this one is stitched on like a gray-blue fabric. So it's not going to be very big to begin with. There's the needle. It's stitched on a 28 count. This is a is this 14? Yeah, 14 count, like a gray-blue Ada. So this is probably the smallest Reolist kit I've stitched Most of them are much larger than this, so this one's not going to take long at all to stitch. At least I don't think it's going to take long to stitch. I say that now, but we always say that, and then it takes forever to stitch these things. So I don't think it'll take long to stitch. Both of these eventually will be stitched and then hung in my office at work, because that's my it's going to be like my zoo wall or my wall of animals. I'm trying to put the needle back in the fabric so I don't lose it. There we go. So I will be stitching this up, starting this probably today, if not today, first thing tomorrow, Monday, and working on Red Panda. This one will probably get stitched. I don't know when I'm going to stitch Meerkats. I also have a Realist kit that is the it's an architectural one. I really would like to stitch that one soon too. So that one will get started soon enough as well. I was tempted to start that one first, but I wanted to get another one stitched for my office. So, and these are small, whereas that one's a little bit larger. So, Red Panda it is. So be on the lookout for that one soon enough. Last thing I have to talk to you about today is I have a little bit of a giveaway. So thank you to Letitia for sending me the Smart Cool Magnetic Silicone Ties. This pack that she sent me has so many of them. I'm already using, on this one alone, I'm using 4 of the colors. Yellow, green, orange, and the greeny blue. Which is what, 8 of them? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. I still have, in the packet, I still have 4 colors that I haven't used yet. So that's a whole nother thing. I already asked Letitia if it was all right if I gifted some of these away, because there's more than enough here for myself. I'm not going to use all of them, and some of the colors are just not my color palette that I would ever use. So I want to give them away to somebody who would definitely use them and enjoy them. So I have the purple and the pink, even though this is looking blue on camera. It's definitely purple. So there's 4 here. So good for like smaller, I don't know, you could use them for whatever you want. But once you get them, they're yours. So I don't care what you use them for. You can use them for your electronic cables for all I care. So I'm giving away these 2 colors. So there's a total of 4. You can see they are strong magnets. I can't even get them apart on, there we go, on camera. Super strong magnets. They are yours. All you have to do is, in the comments below, tell me what your favorite color is. It does not have to be purple or pink. Just tell me what your favorite color is in the comments below, and you will be entered for the cable ties. I will send them anywhere in the world. All right, so if you are interested in getting the purple or pink cable ties, they are up for grabs. I hope you all have a great day, a great end to your weekend. Happy crafting, and until I see you tomorrow or the next time I film, enjoy whatever you are working on, and as always, don't forget to always be creative.